Adults of Reddit, what is something that sucks about being an adult that most teenagers don't realize? You can do whatever you want, but most of the time you either have commitments that prevent it, or you can't afford it. You can do whatever you want but you don't feel like it anymore. Frown. If teenage me knew that 40-year-old me has a virtual reality headset I almost never use, he'd cut our dick off out of spite. Edit, Reddit gold is a waste of money. I feel this. Me too. Like I've got it, I like using it, it's just tiring. Don't have the energy to set all that shit up. I'd rather just sit and blankly stare at the wall after work. Too tired to do anything, don't want to sleep because then it'll be morning again. Waiting for the weekend and wishing the weeks away one by one. The adult experience. Edit, a lot of people seem to identify with this. If this sounds like you, you should know this comes from a place of diagnosed depression and you should consider the possibility that you have a similar disorder. Your struggles are legitimate and not resolved with simple solutions. They should not be lightly compared to others. If you are in the pit right now, and would like concrete suggestions to start pulling yourself out, my advice to you is here. Don't want to sleep because then it'll be morning again. I've never heard a more accurate description of that feeling. Then once you're asleep you don't want to wake up because dreams are better than reality. You are always cleaning the kitchen. Never ends, does it? Sometimes 3 times a day if it's been busy. FFS. 3 times a year if you're my roommate. My condolences. A $1,000 paycheck isn't nearly as exciting as an adult. I remember getting a $650 paycheck when I was 15 and thinking, why do I need to go to high school anymore? I can just keep doing this, lol. I used to be a nanny for this one kid and kept in contact with the family over the last few years. When he started working at 17 last year, he would Snapchat me pictures of his $600 paychecks and tell me all the things he would buy with the stuff and how he was ballin'. I would cringe inside. My dickhead nephew is 17 and spent $500 on a belt. Before you ask, no. It's just a belt. Edit, my inbox is melting, but to clear up, I live in the UK and was converting in my head. I never saw the belt in question, but my mother said, guess what your idiot nephew spent £400 on. She then described it to me as hideous and white. A lot of people are guessing Gucci, so I'm assuming it was something a lot like this, farfetch.com. In 3 years, it won't still fit him. He might start to grow up then. He should grow down if he wants the belt to fit again. Therese, never enough time for all the things you need to do. Definitely not enough time for the things you want to do. I would add to this that even if you had the hours in the day, you still won't have the time because it takes energy and motivation to do things, and sometimes you just don't have enough of that either. When I was a kid, I wanted a magic stopwatch to stop time and do whatever I wanted. As an adult I think of using that magic stopwatch, but for taking naps throughout the day without interrupting my workflow. I work from home now due to COVID. 15 minutes coffee break is now nap break. That ordering food is actually expensive and your parents weren't lying to you. Those Cokes you guys ordered were $3 each and there's 5 of you. That's $15 just in soft drinks and we could have bought 3 12-packs for that. Next time everybody's getting water. No joke. I now only order water at restaurants. It's really annoying how much time is involved with food. As a teenager you don't really have to think about food much, but as an adult you have to shop for food and prepare it. You can eat at a restaurant, but that will get old after a while assuming you can afford frequent dining out. My whole day is food. Breakfast for the kids. Snacks. Lunch. Snacks. Dinner. Meal planning. Grocery shopping. Making lists of things we need. For someone on a diet it is torture to constantly be consumed with food. We don't have kids. The amount of time I spend planning meals, shopping for them, and prepping for the week for 2 people is embarrassing. I'm not talking multi-course meals or beef Wellington on a Tuesday. This is just to make sure I have healthy weeknight meals, quick healthy breakfast for each morning, and maybe something a little fancier on Sunday. Every week I say out loud to no one in particular that I have no ducking clue how parents do it. How do you manage to feed kids anything, let alone healthy home-cooked meals, while getting them to school, activities, and going to work? My mom made leftovers a perfectly normal thing to eat. She'd always make way more rice plus meat plus veggies than our family of 5 could ever eat in one night, so that she'd spend an entire day cooking food to last the next few days. Bulk buying on the weekends is a big contributor too. I do this too. But even that is time consuming. One day your body will betray you. Edit, this blew up faster than my kneecap. I hurt my back from bending over in an awkward position to brush my wife's hair. You come home from work and you're tired, and if you don't feel like making dinner, then you're not eating dinner. Looks like it's sleep for dinner again. Edit, despite the double for this has been my most updated comment. Thanks everyone. Currently about to have this exact meal. When something goes wrong or something unexpected happens, Therese no one else to deal with it. Plug toilet? You gotta clear it. Car out of gas? You gotta fill it. Run out of clean undies? You gotta do laundry. From small things to massive things, Therese no one to make it go away but you. This didn't fully hit me until I had to clean a massive amount of puke out of the shower because I took a shower while I was sick and just absolutely lost my guts. Being a kid, someone else would have cleaned that up for me because I was sick, but as an adult, with a crazy high fever feeling absolutely terrible, I had to get on my knees and clean it up. There was no I don't feel good excuse, no someone else can do it, I had to clean it up or it would get even more disgusting and clog my pipes. Tips for this, from a mom who has cleaned lots of gnarly stuff: smear a bit of Vicks Vapor Rub on the skin under your nose. It helps cut the smell. See my edit below. If you're wearing glasses, consider removing them. Making the world slightly fuzzy might be preferable to being able to see the distinct details of every puke chunk. Use a dustpan, paper plate, or folded newspaper to remove solids. Try not to use the dust brush, it will be hard to clean. Instead, use a piece of cardboard or another paper plate to scrape up the mess. For carpet, shake some baking soda onto any remaining liquid stain, covering it completely. Let it sit for about 15 minutes to soak up as much of the liquid as possible. Then vacuum. If you have kids and/or a dog or cat, it might be worthwhile to invest in a steam cleaner. They do sell handheld versions if your home is small. Addition, thanks for the awards, you are too kind. Smile. Now Plaza stop. Edit, for the Vicks thing, I've been alerted by Cheddarfish6 that you really don't want to get that stuff inside your nose, and never put it on a little kid's face. I'm still going to use it, BC I put just a dab on the outside, never the inside. But please read this before you do it. https www.riversideonline.com Health reference Cold Flu Vicks Vaporub an effective nasal decongestant.cfm. Even though February is the shortest month, the rent is still the same. Dental care. It's so damn expensive if you let your teeth degrade. Please floss my dudes. Edit, my mother has worked in dental for over 30 years and comes home with horror stories. Stop talking out your asses. You know all those things you thought you would do when you were out on your own? They cost money, and you have to work for it. Aside from sleep, lol, Saturday rolls around and I'm like, yes, I'm gonna sleep in. 7 a.m. and my body is like, okay, that's enough for you, time to do laundry. I miss being a kid and sleeping till noon. For me, the alarm goes off and I immediately grumble, it's Saturday. And shut it off. Then 30 minutes later I realize it's not Saturday. Being lonely. Making friends as an adult is difficult, sometimes verging on impossible. You don't see people in your age group who are doing the same things you are every day anymore. Yeah, and it doesn't get better. I'm 46. My wife is really my only friend anymore. I have people I still keep in contact, but there's no one I really hang out with anymore or go do things with. I have some work acquaintances that I do things with sometimes, but the days of a true friend are pretty much over. Good thing my wife and I get along well. Edit, I should clarify first. Thank you for the advice, everyone. I'm sure some people can use this, but second, I never said I'm unhappy with my situation. My wife and I get along very well and I love my life. I was merely commenting that finding friends that are worth your time gets harder as you get older, not that I'm depressed about it or desire to fix it. My wife got great job offers and we've moved twice in the last 6 years. My friend group is back in KC, L left 1 or 2 back in McAllen TX, and have just about given up here in Northeast Georgia. I'm 52 and too damn tired to find more at this point, I guess. This is really sad to read because I have this romanticized idea of becoming one of those old guys who hangs out at a diner or cafe every morning at 5 a.m. and shoots the shit with the other old guys. Really want to make that a reality. But that's different when you're retired and kids are gone and you just don't give a duck what people think about you. Most of those diner guys probably haven't known each other more than a decade. Adding to this, you can adopt the same social strategy as the old dudes that just don't give a duck anymore to decent effect. If you see somebody that is always coming to the same place as you and they seem interesting, just talk to them about literally whatever is on your mind you think is interesting enough to share. If they're weirded out by it, then just don't talk to them next time. I think coming out of high school and college, people get it in their heads that the way to make friends is by becoming close with the people you're forced to share experiences with. The only real places you can do this as an adult is at work, or maybe through some group-centric hobby like sports. It's much more effective to just instead try to form a rapport first, then figure out if you have anything in common.